What's going on, you guys? This is Ryan here, and the WWE draft is coming up really soon, next Tuesday. It's going to be awesome, and there's a lot of rumors going around on who's going to debut or who might return, so I thought that I would basically just show you guys who I want, not who I think, just rather who I would love to see debut or return in this draft. By no means am I saying that this is something that's going to happen. I mean, there are a couple that I think will, but I'll obviously talk about that. So let's just get right into this. The first person that I want to see debut in this draft is Bayley. I mean, it feels like Bayley's been in NXT for so long. I mean, when I first started watching NXT, I think Bayley just debuted, and she's already proven that she can have great matches. I mean, with Sasha Banks, Asuka. She's even had some really good matches with people who a lot of people say aren't that good, like Nia Jax, who I personally think is good. And she even had a great match with Carmella, so she can have really good matches with people who aren't necessarily with her skill. But I think she's proven more than enough that she deserves to be in this draft. I hope she's there, and I also hope they make a new women's championship so they can have one on both brands. That is, unless Charlotte or whoever's the champion at the time will be bouncing around. Still, I really hope Bayley gets drafted. Now, I know this isn't likely at all, but Tyson Kidd, I would love to see return. He's been out for I think a little bit over a year now, and I really do miss him because it seemed like he had just hit his peak with Cesaro as a tag team, and then he had that horrific neck injury, so I hope he's recovering. I know he probably won't make it back in time for the draft, but maybe it'll be a good surprise, but I really want him to come back. And Tyson Kidd's also, I think, the perfect mid-card champion. He's a guy who's great in the ring. He's been cutting really good promos with this whole fact stuff when he debuted that, so really excited, and I really hope Tyson Kidd comes back soon. Next up, we have Ryback, who I think is going to shock people. I think he is coming back. He's been gone since, I think, Payback or Extreme Rules, I'm not sure, but he's been gone since that pay-per-view. I think someone said he was on Raw. I must have missed him on Raw or something. I'm not even sure if he was there for a second, but I do hope Ryback comes back. I do find him entertaining. I mean, that match he had with Kalisto, I think that was his last match. That was phenomenal, so I'm hoping he gets drafted by either Raw or SmackDown. And he also, just like Tyson Kidd, would make a really good mid-card champion. This one, I mean, I can guarantee you it's not going to happen because obviously Drew Galloway is still under contract with TNA. But in my fantasy scenario, I really hope that McIntyre or Galloway comes back to the WWE. I mean, he's been proving the past couple of months or even the past year that he's been gone that he is so much better than he was being treated in the WWE. So I hope he makes a comeback. It won't happen during the draft, I'm almost positive. But hopefully soon because he's awesome. Next up, who I want to see return is Batista, who's been gone from the WWE for almost 2 years now, which is weird because I feel like his matches with The Shield were just yesterday. And his last run I thought was pretty good, especially with the Shield vs. Evolution feud. I thought that was awesome. I hope he comes back soon. He might come back during the draft. I'm not sure if he's filming a movie right now or what he's doing, but I know he's been talking about redeeming his last run because he thought it didn't go well, so I'm hoping Batista comes back. I think it'd be awesome if he came back in this draft. Next up, who I want to see debut is Samoa Joe. Now, Joe is currently the NXT champion. However, we've seen the NXT champion in the past on the main roster. I mean, Kevin Owens was NXT champion, I think, for a couple months or maybe a long amount of weeks, and he was still on the main roster. I think Joe can do that perfectly. He's already proven that he's more than main roster ready, and he can have some really awesome matches with a lot of the guys on the main roster, so I hope he gets drafted, and I think he will. Next up, who I want to see return is Rob Van Dam. Now, maybe I'm a little biased because he is my favorite wrestler of all time, but we haven't seen Rob in the WWE for, I think, his last match was with Cesaro. Once again, I'm not 100% sure, but he's still proven, I think, that he can go in the ring, and maybe he has one last run in him. I certainly hope he gets drafted. I think he will. He's been hinting on Twitter you never know what's going to happen with Rob Van Dam. There are reports going around that WWE is looking to sign veterans again, so I hope Rob gets drafted, and honestly, I just think that'd be really cool. Next up, I keep saying that, I know, Jeff Hardy, who I do believe is still under contract with TNA, so I don't think this will be happening. However, I do think by the end of this year, Jeff Hardy will be returning. I hope he comes back for the draft. That would be an amazing shocker. I'm not sure what his deal with TNA is right now, so I'm not 100% sure, and I think everyone can agree that Hardy back in the WWE would be just awesome. I mean, it's Jeff Hardy. Finn Balor should already be on the main roster, so I think it's a pretty obvious point that he should be drafted. I think it's obvious also that he will be. He just lost to Nakamura in what felt like his farewell. Maybe he'll debut with the club. Maybe it won't even be at the drafts, maybe on Battleground or something. I'm not 100% sure because, I mean, there's a lot of people they need to draft, so whether or not Finn actually makes it on SmackDown or Raw, I'm not 100% sure. However, I think it would be awesome, and I definitely hope he aligns himself with AJ, with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And finally, we have Kurt Angle. I mean, it's been weeks and weeks of rumors of Angle possibly signing. He denied it, even the WWE denied it. Maybe he'll be one of the general managers, we don't know. I would like to see him more in a wrestling capacity personally, but still, just Angle in the WWE in general, even him under contract, would just be awesome. And I think he's the person I want to debut or return more than anybody else. And I think that's going to do it. Let me know if you guys agree, who you guys want to see debut or return. I know I left out a couple different people like from NXT, like American Alpha, Ty Dillinger I think should be on the main roster. But I think that's going to do it for this video. I'm so excited for the draft. I can't wait. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the next one.